Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
The Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Live, only on Pinax TV.
Alright, so a very big welcome once again to this particular platform. This man, a year resurrection pastor, Ivan Anthony Kwadwo Boakye. Last year, unfortunate news about and said this man was sharing kwam. This year particularly, an information by Sepape on kind of what has for us way so. Now news we buy we realize even before this news be announced no yare and ho beto no we've seen videos ne yire I friend no yes of Mame Boakye onu aso you penny for kon ebi wo wa ebi hu na ogina eye offering room enim ese oni asore okon na ese opai asotro ebi wo kra na ahomache na obubu dan akọ bi a offering yes same p na no papa no hoto on kakra man e buy returning or buy no oyima mini di efia sorry num in same p na even before the man would die no bo ma mini dua say obebre pa na ma me no eni nkofo bi na hye ho no mai den o maye ne sense ne yare ebubu na seb obeye cripple and na owu no but unfortunately this man at this age he couldn't survive. He died. Now, in all of these things, of course, papa ni wuye no, who send the yere no wa continue own church. Sorry, even 1 week in crash, she was not present. Emma information by say a banning no ewo ye na say another information so esan by say properties near dia ewo ho nyina woman onye bi. Nti nsem ne course kra na yenye hu the left and right papa no ene press release about say ye ba be see no. Me no ka say oyere ye friend no yes of Mame Boakye as you can see and no so information about no or the nsem akopi court. So what is she saying? The oye ni nyane nsem okanya ni say or the nsem akopi court are all seeking injunction say with immediate effect no yen halt the funeral process and the whole funeral proceedings of a year Anthony Kwadwo Boakye. So a same p but at the end of the day no ye be kwa akwohwe what really happened, because as you can see on the screens what you are seeing on the screens the court rated by ye be chichi macho near the court rated the be bring. In fact, there's a lot of pages maybe me say I want to be back in kind to say me back in kind do but I'll explain it. So in this case you share the statement of claim. So as you can see here the whole case is between Reverend Mrs. Margaret Boakye Anthony Kwadwo Boakye ex-wife or wife on no plaintiff on no den for ne court, and the defendants no dey bebre defendant one more do omo court no or they are sorry your first defendant, that's the Resurrection Power New Generation Church Awaka Central Region. We and Sofiwa or the Busapini W.O. Amwa or no so asheho as a defendant too. Third defendant Nana Ampon or 2-4 Ankobia Hene Jase Hene owo dum Kumase. And the fourth defendant Benjamin Boakye, who Oshedina is related to Kwadwo Boakye. It has obey ne and obey ne ba na say ninua. And fifth defendant Jennifer Boakye ono social bit my ne ba yes of Boakye ne ba. And also number the sixth Mame Efia both in Accra. And 7 transmission home Hachu Accra. So we mu nyina na ode nkofo ode omoko na bako 6. Some of them you could see say be properties and in contention. But say plaintiffs are direct service. What is she saying? Ode nkofo we nyina akọ court so for Boakye Anthony Kwadwo Boakye ne busuapeni ne mba ne nuanom ene even some properties involved. Now at then or the omoko court statement of claim statement of claim and who what is really happening, why or the omoko court statement of claim say the plaintiff, who is a reverend minister of the Most High God, is the only surviving widow of the late Reverend Kwadwo Boakye, who died on the 21st of February 2023 this year with protracted illness at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Greater Accra. Inti sema was statement of claim we say ono Kwadwo Boakye Anthony Kwadwo Boakye ne yere Madam Margaret Boakye no ono ene the only wife. Inti you use the word the only surviving widow na yere ba ko pe de ote ase a na yere ba ko pe ote aso na ye ono na emre kakra ni no eye Anthony Kwadwo Boakye ofi mu no eye this year no nipa na ono otena ho se ne wife during the sickness crying after eye ono oba no. Second, also the first defendant is a corporate soul as a company. Okay, also the first defendant is a corporate soul registered as a company limited by guaranteed engaged in ministry of Jesus Christ, where the late Reverend Dr. Kwadwo Boakye used to pastor immediately before his demise. In terms of court rates, no osha court rates never hana. The first one here no Resurrection Power Chapel. Now Resurrection did you do more court ni say ho na inseni nyina ebubo fi ya ho na ni kunu no oye adwuma and say odi ni sofu dwuma, and as you can see here no mo de another eyibae. Now another statement of claim or say a declaration. The omu here say a declaration that the plaintiff was validly declared married pursuant to the ordinance by the late Reverend Kwadwo Boakye. A declaration that as a potential for surviving widow of the late Kwadwo Boakye, the plaintiff customary and legally entitled as of right to perform, observe the requisite burial widowhood rights of a plaintiff, late husband, and mourn him in custom requires for surviving widow. So what the woman wants the court here to do is the plaintiff claims no or purchase sisia no ono akwaye kunafo a ono pe na oye obi a papa no ware na sisia pani ni ho ono na ye de ebia na yere dada no e wo se ye man ho kwan na otimi ekwaye na CB2. E was a court esan hye say ye man ho kwan na onye ono a na mamre na mane a e che say ono eye Madam Margaret Kwadwo Boakye no e was so you say na amamre ni bi say oba besun oba read tribute uye no fi wa ebia ye be allow na wa hye black. Aside from that, decisions be taken in regards to Ono Kwadwo Boakye the burial no, she will be present because she's the only surviving widow. Uyi enusu efi wa na opache say I was say some involving in decision making. Now uyi enuku efi was a prohibitory, okay, ordering restraining the defendant, their previous assigned agents, colleagues, and anyone customer or legally entitled to do except the seventh defendant from undertaking or purporting to undertake and bury or observe any funeral rites whatsoever of the late Kwadwo Boakye with all parties here in. Somebody say, "Sisi ano, I just say a twin so." Na twin so a obia ntimi nya ho hwe except the seventh defendant. Na the seventh defendant no hwan ya or say the transmission home wa hacho wambo obia din, but you can see say the transmission home no obi te ho. Tabata say obia first to six defendant obia ntimi nya hwe emfa yie no ho, obia ntimi nka say ekosie no dabi obia ntimi nka so mbeye hwe ade say ono sa seventh defendant ne pe nti 1 to 7 no first 6 do be ntimi nye no hwe, 7th ne pe ene bitima ene na be kasa na ya hye iye no ho eyi nti no this is the whole thing about any idea. So you can see Obiani's statement of claim basically no is the same thing, but in here no ya shade hu any eyibia me so say papa no you see ni this is interesting. You read this particular part. Or say the 10. Or say the plaintiff says that she, the plaintiff, and the late Reverend Anthony Kwadwo Boakye started life full of challenges, but with due perseverance of the ministry of God, God blessed them bountifully saved, and except that the couple were unable to have a child, and except further that the deceased had 3 children with his first wife, and while the plaintiff had 2 children in her first marriage before the couple got married. Don't just say, even though a man will be because or no Kwadwo Boakye na yere no or ye nyachum or ye greedy or person kuminya si antesa or say share papa na papa no ni hwe. Now what tasi jaba wa sha brabes, what do you know? One papa no and a breast one papa ni breast no and na papa ni ministry no ebe ye den ebe ji boom. Now if the only thing na or mobile together o mentimi nya ye ba because papa no answer no beba aware no okutamba miensa ono so answer no beba aware no ba no okutamba mienu. Apart from that bibia papa ni nya ye bia ni se wo mbi bibia papa no be won bia ne nsa won bi. Now share 11 now see the plaintiff says the deceased wives died mysteriously even when Reverend Anthony Kwadwo Boakye's last born was 8 months old, and the plaintiff had to manage all the 3 children together with hers until all completed university education. So mo amoka so no ni ho no se hwe me worry me share Kwadwo Boakye ne wife no owu mysteriously. Ne wife ni wuye na ne ba ne di 8 months. Me ana me kura abofra ni mu ama ene nkola ni nyina ewie university nti dey na moka. Ena o say when 12 no say the plaintiff says when Reverend late Anthony Kwadwo Boakye was down with underlying health conditions or challenges, the deceased was picked by some men to an unknown plaintiff. The place or unknown place the plaintiff never got to know until the information of his demise got to her by someone. But just say ebra papa ne yare no ye fa ni kupie baby kura eche kura papa ni wu ye ne ono kro ti radio say papa ni wu. And the plaintiff says when the Reverend Kwadwo Boakye died, the first deceased defendants resisted the plaintiff from participating in the 1 week of the deceased without assigning any reasonable or probable reasons for their conducted or behavior, but in the interest of peace and respect of the plaintiff deceased of the husband. So what they are trying to tell us here, basically, near part say all this while no. Now this is interesting. Third, no, so the second defendant is a substantive immediate maternal head of family, and the late Reverend Dr. Kwadwo Boakye is a resident of Obuaka Menchia and the Ashanti region. The third defendant is Otumfo and Kobiahene Jasehene of Menchia Kumase. The plaintiff says the 4th, 5th, and 6th defendants are surviving biological children of Anthony Kwadwo Boakye, who are stepchildren of the plaintiffs herein. The plaintiff says the 7th defendant is a registered entity where the last remains of the late Reverend Anthony Kwadwo Boakye is currently deposited. Okay, so in 70 AP, Muzanko say yes, then. So what the woman is telling us here is that 4th, 5th, and 6th defendants omu nekuta Boakye din papa nemba miensa. Na uye no krefi wa papa nemba miensa no woman no esan san bofra ne ya no step children because I'm not sure mo e bro mami wuye. Na uye no so fi wa 7 defendants no ho na Dr. Anthony Kwadwo Boakye nemu wo ho na ye in the body ewo enu nche na o siu omo no say they can't take charge of the body unless they involve her in the situation. And I'll show you the plaintiff says she got married to the late Reverend Anthony Kwadwo Boakye the 1st of March 1997, 27 years ago, at the Living Bread Christian Center at Kotobabi in the Greater Accra region with a valid holy matrimony certificate evidencing the monogamous marriage was duly issued by the officiating ministers to the couple. In more patches say uyi enukrefi wa okuta marriage certificate chese wa wari papa no ye wari in 1st March 1997 ewo Living Bread Christian Church Kotobabi. 8 now see the plaintiff says that even before the marriage was duly constituted under CAP 1 say the plaintiff was first married under Ashanti customary law and practice after the deceased wife had complied with all customary requirements and formalities, and the said customary marriage was eventually converted into monogamous in 1996 in Accra. Which no say Sisiano or patch say even kura and sana or no or bano obe wari Kwadwo Boakye no now we did kind aye engagements the previous year in way back 1996. So Osha last one, so the plaintiff says that for the avoidance of doubt, the marriage between herself and the deceased was celebrated or solemnized under the marriage ordinance CAP. No, but just say or marriage certificate HSA indeed. Nikunono Anthony Kwadwo Boakye indeed. No. So this is the whole rebuttal ne up and down air course between Kwadwo Boakye and Nebusuanfo. It is very sad, but at the end of the day, rights. As a woman, only bear Martin over 30 years and almost 30 years to witness the marriage. When divorcing it there, she has every right. So we're giving you more updates as all of these whole events continue to unfold.